Well, hello YouTubers, welcome back. I'm Horlicks, and this is Build the Classic Routemaster issue 14. So in this issue we're going to be bringing together the two suspension arms that we did in 12 and 13. So hopefully after this we're going to have one piece out of three. So without further ado, let's go down and crack on with the build. Okay, so as we normally do, I'm going to take the packet, we'll check off the parts, we'll make sure everything is present. There's no reason why it shouldn't be, because touch words, I haven't had any issues with this Routemaster build. It's a shame I can't say that for all of my part works, I do. However, now I've said that, I'm probably going to get jinxed. So let's just crack on, open these parts. So in this issue we've got, oh, there's a piece and nearly tried to escape. So I'm going to get them out first so we don't lose them. I'm just going to grab my screw pot actually, so we don't lose them. Oh no, that's my tape. Okay, so we've got 14G, which are these two adapters, and they're small, tiny little plastic parts. Probably quite difficult to see, but there you go. There we are. So I'm going to put them in my screw pot, so let's say. Oh, they've changed the font as well, by the looks of it, on the more bold on the screws. Just an observation. Okay, so 14A, we've got a rear axle. Amazing quality this is, really heavy, obviously made of metal, so that's really good. We've got 14B, which is the differential cover. Look, can you absolutely believe that? I've jinxed it. Differential cover is missing. It should be in here, and it's not here. It wouldn't have fallen out because it's heavy. I would have heard it or felt it or something. So I cannot actually believe I spoke too soon. So okay, well I'm still going to put this out, and then I shall come back and edit this video when I've got the replacement part. Okay, so about 14 days later I have received a replacement, and as you can see I now have my missing part. So yeah, I can't believe that happened. I jinxed it, I have to die. I just could not believe it. I was talking to Penny about it, and I just, on film as well, saying how good they were and how I've never had a problem. Yeah, unbelievable. So obviously these are the old parts from when I was originally filming. I won't need any of those. So I've got the new set here. So let's pick up from where we were. So let's go back. So as I say, we've got 14A, which was the rear axle. That's all good. Okay, 14B. This time I've got the differential cover. Okay, and that is that part there. Okay, then we've got 14C, which is this part here, which is a trailing arm. (14D) is the trailing arm base, which is this part here. Okay, 14E, which is the crossbar. is this part here. And all these parts are metal. We've got 14F, which is a cross rod. Okay, and then we've got these two pieces of plastic, which are the 14G, which are adapters. Okay, and that's all the parts all complete there. And then obviously we've got some CM screws, we've got MM screws, FM, GM, and some NM as well. Okay, so now all the parts are there, we can start. So the first thing we're going to need is some FM screws. So I'll just put those in the pot. And there we go. So FM screws there. So we're going to take the trailing arm, which is this piece, 14C, noting the ends with the smaller hole. So as you can see, you've got one side that's got quite a large hole in there, and you've got a smaller hole in this side. That is going to fit into the trailing arm base. So with the larger flat piece towards you, you need to put this the trailing arm in, but the trailing arm is going to face away from you. Oh. So the larger base towards you, and then the arm away from you. Okay, so it's not like that, you want it like that. And then what we're going to do is secure that in with FM screws from either side of this. So I'm going to get some washing up liquid just to help these go in. And then we're going to secure that in. So line those holes up just there, and then we'll just get those in. So that is one side in. And then with another FM, we're just going to go into the other side there. And that is that part done. And that is supposed to move because this will move later on with the suspension. We'll get that one in a bit more. Brilliant. And then that's the finished part just there. We're now going to move on to the rear axle. So we need to take the rear axle and we're going to fit the differential cover on the other side. So this will obviously go in one way because it's not going to go on that way. So we're just going to pop them in. Now those holes are slightly smaller than these, so that is just going to fit in there nicely like that, and you'll know when it's in place because that sort of locks in. And then we're going to secure that in with two CM screws. Sorry, GM screws. I don't know why I thought that G looked like a C then. So GM screws we want. And again, these are going to go in metal, so we're going to use washing up liquids. Actually, right. My Oreo screwdriver is going to be redundant for this because I've got a feeling the head is not going to fit. No, my screwdriver head won't fit in, so I'm going to have to use the Routemaster screwdriver for this. Okay. Oh, I can't believe this. The screwdriver doesn't work now. There's something with this build. It's just not letting me play. This is the one that Penny gave me. Penny gave me this screwdriver because mine was a bit naff, but the actual shaft is spinning in the handle. So that's a shame. Right, so that's one in. And then we're just going to get the other one in. The best I can with a screwdriver that's defunct. There we go. Okay, I'm happy with that. That is nice and tight. So there we have the rear differential, rear axle. Okay. The next step we're going to do is we're going to leave that aside for the moment. Okay, let me just move this, and then we're going to be working on the crossbar now, which is this piece here. It says make sure the orientation matches the diagram, so you want it that way. And then we're going to take these two locating, we need to fit the adapters. So what we're going to do, the bottom hole, right, let me zoom in again. The bottom hole there is where this locating peg is going to sit on this adapter. So that's going to go in like so. And it's going to sit like that. And then what we're going to do is with an NM screw, we're going to fit that into place. So I'm just going to do that now. I'm just going to grab my smaller screwdriver. And again, we're going into metal, so I'm going to use a little bit of washing up liquid. So what we're going to do is we're just going to secure that into place in the left-hand hole just up there. There we go. Easy as that. So that's that part done. Then we're going to match it on the other side. So for the other side, it's just going to be reversed. So this time we're going to put the locating pin in the top hole. like so. Just line that up, and then we're going to put the screw in the bottom hole there. And then that is that part complete. Okay, so we're going to leave that aside again. Okay, and then we're going to move on back to the rear axle and the differential. So with it this way round, we're going to need to take one of the rear suspension arms that we worked in issue 13, and we're going to want obviously the left hand side. We're then going to fit this through that large hole just there. Okay, and then you're going to have the large hole facing, well, actually I don't know if it's this would be towards the front, wouldn't it? Yeah, so this large hole is going to go up the longest part of the shot, the suspension arm there. Okay, and then we're going to turn the page, and I'm guessing it's going to want us to, no, okay. Well, it's asked us to place this in, but this is obviously going to fall out when we're working on the rest, so I'm going to leave that down for a moment. We now need to turn this round, and we're going to be working on this hole just up here. So you've got a hole there, and if you look on the inside, you've got a hole, and then you've got like another little hole for a locating peg. We're going to fit the cross rod into position in there. So that's just going to pop in like so. Okay, and then we're going to screw that in from the other side with a CM screw. So I'm just going to grab my screws. Again, we're going into metal, so washing up liquid. And so we're going to line that up into the locating peg, and then we're just going to secure that in from the other side. Okay, and then that will look like that. So we've got the screw through there, and then we've got that cross rod into place there. And that's solid. Okay, once we've fitted that, we're then going to take the crossbar assembly from step 3, which is this part here. And that is going to fit in the middle. And you'll see there's like a key there. That's going to match up with the pattern on the other end of there. See? So we're going to fit that into place. And then that is going to be secured through this hole here with an NM screw. So that's the last packet we've got, so I'm just going to empty them out. So make sure that is lined up, and then we're just going to run a screw through. Like so. What we then want to do, well, this was the step before, but I chose to do this first because it made more sense. We're then going to run this brake line through that larger hole just there. Through there. And that's just going to go through. Okay, and then we can then attach it to the little nipple on there. Okay, and then there we go. Now, I think that is a little bit too long, but I'm going to leave it for the moment. But yeah, there we go. That is that part done. So once we've connected that up, we're then going to fit this part again. The rear diff, that's going to go back into that hole because we're ready now, and then we're going to get the other sides that we did in issue 12, and then we're going to match all of that up. So we're going to do it all in the same as what we've just done, but we're going to do it on the other side. So line up all the locating pins. Lovely, that's all lined up. That was a bit tricky, but that's all in now. And then all we're going to do is we're going to fix all those two in the two holes down here. So we're going to take an NM screw first. And that is going to go through this middle hole on this large crossbar. And that has gone in beautifully. And then finally, just this cross rod up the top here. And that'll be going in with a CM screw. Brilliant. Okay, and then what it wants us to do is, like before, we're going to run the brake line. You can see that through that larger hole just there. And then we're going to attach it to that little nipple there. And then you should have something that looks like that. Okie doke, and then that is everything for this issue. So we'll end up with two parts. So we've got this part that we assembled, so we'll keep that safe. And then obviously we've now brought this together. Okay, so that was it for issue 14 of Build the Routemaster. Sorry this video is late today on this Wednesday. I was actually very poorly the last day or two, and so I haven't been able to do anything. But no, that is issue 14. We're all up to date. And yeah, see you hopefully next week for issue 15, if I get the delivery in time, because I haven't had them as of yet, but I'm hoping they'll be here this week. But thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. If you wish to buy me a coffee, there is a link in the description below. Until next week, take care, and I'll see you later.